For a CEO focused on quarterly growth, how do you reframe security as a growth enabler rather than a cost center?
So when you grow, every company has a purpose, an objective, something it's trying to do, serve the people in some shape, form, or fashion. So you want that process to be as fast, efficient, and secure as possible. So if you look at it as a call center, you're saying, hey, I want more business. I want to serve more people, but I don't care if you stay secure. So it's a mindset. So you would have to align your perspective to say, everyone's perspective to say that this is not a cost and this is enabling us to achieve our goal.
Welcome to a very special landmark episode of Podcast Wise. Today, we are celebrating a double milestone: 12 months of bringing you strategic insights on this channel, and 2 years of building resilience over at CyberSec and I. To mark the occasion, Kelvin Green is stepping into the booth with a powerhouse enterprise architect and her partner in life and business, Kelvin Green. With over 2 decades of experience designing, securing, and scaling complex technology environments for global enterprises, Kelvin specializes in translating deep technical infrastructure into high-level business strategy. He's an expert in cloud architecture, network security, and risk mitigation, known for helping organizations achieve technical excellence without losing the human element. Most organizations treat cybersecurity like a technical chore, an endless cycle of software updates. But Kelvin argues that true organizational continuity isn't a software suite, it's a culture of consensus. Today, we're breaking down how to stop policing your employees, how to speak the unique risk language of your VPs, and why operational empathy is a leader's ultimate defense multiplier. Let's dive in. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hey, Kelvin.
Hi, Chan.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for coming on. So we're going to jump right in, okay?
Okay.
So we've been building our own North Star together for about 18 years. In the world of cybersecurity, many leaders treat security like software updates. But you and I have seen that if the consensus isn't there, the system fails. So from your perspective, why is it that even the most brilliant executives struggle to get their team to see security as a shared win?
That's a good one. So I would say that it's because the team doesn't have the same North Star. So, or one that's compatible. So when you think about perspective, what your goals are, what you're going for.
Mhm.
If you're going for the door and somebody else is going for the wall, from the window to the wall, right? If somebody's going for a different goal from you, then what you're going to see is that you're not going to be in alignment. You're not going to be saying, "Hey, I'm doing this with the same purpose." So they're not as engaged in why you need to be secure. They're more engaged in achieving their job to go do their goal,
Mm.
which is not necessarily the same mission, the same North Star.
Okay. Now, you often say winning is continuity. For a CEO focused on quarterly growth, how do you reframe security as a growth enabler rather than a cost center?
So, when you grow, every company has a purpose, an objective, something it's trying to do, serve the people in some shape, form, or fashion. So you want that process to be as fast, efficient, and secure as possible. So if you look at it as a call center, you're saying, hey, I want more business. I want to serve more people, but I don't care if you stay secure. So it's a mindset. So you would have to align your perspective to say, everyone's perspective to say that this is not a cost and this is enabling us to achieve our goal.
Right. Okay. So, how does our consensus blueprint apply to a board of directors who might have competitive priorities?
Okay, so at the end of the day, the mission of the organization that they're the board for is the North Star, right? Like empowering that, and then again, if you look at it as a call center, then it falls by the wayside, right? You're like, oh, and when it comes up, when something happens, the incident, ransom, happens, you're like, hey, ransomware happens, you're like, hey, is a priority now because it's here. But when it's that thing where they're debating what's the priorities, it's because it's looked at as a call center, not something that we must do to reach our objective. So it needs to become more a part of the business, more alignment.
Yeah, more alignment. Because the thing is, if it's a cost center, it's more like, why am I paying for this? Right? Versus we need to pay for this.
Yeah, like, I could speak on that. I could speak directly to the camera on that. So think about it like you got a wife, right? You're like, hey, woman, she's like, I want to go to the store. You're like, okay. And she sees something, and the thing that she sees is $20, and you see something she can get that's $5. You're like, why didn't she get the one that costs $5? Well, she liked the one that costs 20, and you got to understand that her being happy, sometimes you're gonna pay that cost.
Okay,
So
well, the thing is also the $20 one might be better quality, okay, versus the $5 one.
true indeed. True. I was just saying it as a case.
You're making your case.
Yeah.
So you have a unique way of looking at human metrics. What is the one red flag in a company's culture that tells you a security breach is bound to happen?
Someone with access to critical information whose mood changes. So, in general, only what's in is what can come out. So, if a person is feeling down, understand that down is what's going to come out. And if they're feeling up is what's going to come out. That's why it's important to keep your employees joyful. So that would be the biggest indicator to me that something's awry.
Okay, so like if the mood goes, the mood swings, the major mood swings.
Bingo.
Right.
I mean, you in series, like not series, but a trend towards.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. So in healthcare, the North Star is the patient care. How can leader link cyber resilience directly to patient outcomes?
Consider their data being secure, and as a healthcare provider, knowing that their data is secure so you can sleep at night. A part of providing care. I mean, it's care. I care that my healthcare information is kept private. I care. It's mine. So if I give it to you and you tell me that you're going to keep it secret, this is what I expect you to do. This is why I'm coming to you. So
yeah. So it's like they got the privacy aspect of things when it comes to healthcare, because it's bigger than just name and the name, address, and birthday, right? Because there's also all the other metrics of healthcare is the blood sugar amount that you have in your blood, the glucose, right? Or like, are you diabetic? Because that can be part of the social engineering part of how the hacker can get to somebody, right? Is all the little things that people don't think that might be a thing for a hacker to use against that person that has that information.
well, I give you that, and I give you that with twofold: the inside and the outside. On the outside, the things, your actions, the things you do, how you look, the world can see it, and they can generate and save this information. AI perspective, right? But there's only one group of people who have seen more of you than anybody else in the world, and that's your healthcare providers. Why? They can see inside you.
Yeah.
You can't. And so with that being said, when you start listing off those things, you've never seen those things. They've only put machines on you, and they gave you the information. The only place in this world that information exists is there.
Yep, absolutely. So when we talk about security as a human metrics, how does empathy play a role in a CISO's strategy?
If you want to you lead with sugar, sweets.
Better, what is it called? You're better off with honey than vinegar.
Vinegar, yes. So it is you. So people want to be understood. So you want them to understand you. You want them to understand your North Star, your mission, right? You like understand that this is important, that you need to do this because it's important. Yeah. But why is it important to them? If you're empathetic, you can start to say, hey, why does this matter to you?
Mhm.
Why do you feel that this is important? What are you trying to achieve here? Because if I understand what you're trying to achieve, then I can rephrase what you're doing as being, this is what's helping you achieve your goal. Now you're more aligned with doing this because you're like, this is going to help me when not. I'm doing it because you want it.
Yeah, that makes sense because, like, let's say, since we're in the healthcare topic, a nurse is like, I'm super busy. I have all these patients. I have like 30 patients to take care of. I don't have time to care to look at the link that I'm clicking, right? Or when I get an email in, I'm very busy. I'm distracted. I have 30 patients to take care of. Uh, then that empathy from the CISO saying, okay, I understand that you have 30 patients. How can we help you uh, with the load, right? So that you can have more mental space in to care about what you're clicking,
Mm.
right? So how can we help you with your load in the back end? Because this is what is first in, right? That's the issue. So that then the issue after that, you can now care about the link that you're clicking or the document that you're opening so that you now have a better understanding from the nurse, the CISO, has a better understanding how the workflow is, right?
So, I'm gonna speak to the CISO and nurses. So first, nurses, I'm grateful for your service. Good job. You should not have to focus on that link that you click. What I'm gonna say is to speak to the CISO and say, hey, let's change the CISO's frame of mind, the CISO's perspective. What do you want the nurse to do? When I go to the hospital, I don't want my nurse being like, Kelvin, wait, I gotta worry about the link. What? No, the nurse is there to help me.
Yeah,
Link, I get
from
you,
the
but
patient's perspective. Yeah.
yeah, so I want the CISO to understand that their job is to be empathetic and understand that your job is to make it so that that nurse doesn't have to worry. So put the correct solutions in place. Think about it. Hey, when that nurse gets this, how much more secure do I need to make this? What other things could I have done before it got to their inbox? What can I do to ensure that they don't have to come to work and focus on the link? They need to focus on the people that they care about us. They signed up and dedicated their lives to care about us, not the link. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. So how do we move away from policing employees and towards empowering them as the first line of defense?
Um, people are always going to do what they want to do since the beginning of time. That's how we got here. Long story. With that being said, um, the goal there is alignment. What they want to do has to be aligned with what you want to achieve. So
The word of the day, right?
yeah,
Alignment.
yes.
Brought to you by letter A. um, what is the most common mistake you see VPs make when communicating risk to the rest of the organization?
So risk as a so I describing something in a unified manner. So if I talk to the VP of operations, the VP of IT, the VP of sales, they all have a different perspective. So if I give a unified risk, it is not going to communicate. And imagine this as you spread throughout a big corporation with all these different tiers and different departments, right? So what a risk is to an accounting team is not a risk to the sales team. HR, et cetera, right?
Mhm.
So they would need to understand how that team. So that's when you get advised, right? But me, so you got to talk. You got to get to their perspective. So it's
Speak their language, basically,
yes,
right? So to be
yes.
able to translate the business, uh, the business risk to them, right? So accounting is money, right? So how much money will you lose, and so on and so forth. HR is like, okay, humans, making sure that the humans are taken care of and that they're not at risk, right? Their privacy and stuff like that. Sales, well, money again, but in a different perspective. Is you're getting the sales in. So if you lose the data from your CRM, ouch, right?
Yeah, well, you're a great translator. So I'm gonna give a shout out to one of my translators. It happens to be your brother, Phil.
Uh-huh.
Phil, you've been my translator for a long time, talking to your dad. And you suck. Because he you see like, he would literally cause me problems. Like anyway, Phil, thank you. All right, go ahead.
It doesn't cause you problem. What are you talking about? All right. So, for a business leader who feels they are taking on water right now, what is the first step to rebuilding consensus?
So get everybody to realize that you in the war. I mean, if you're taking a war, you gotta say, so acceptance of reality.
Mhm.
Look, I can sugarcoat this, but we taking a war. What you want me to say? Um,
Yeah, but also the translation, right? The different perspective for the different teams. So if you talk to them, okay, we're taking on water, sure, but how, right? And
yeah.
how does it affect each department?
Again, so
Translating,
yeah.
right?
Why you use advisors? All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Um, so looking at all landscape over the next few years, how will the definition of executive leadership change as AI and cyber threats evolve?
How executive leadership would change is cybersecurity. So, I will say, oh man, do you want the scary answer or?
The truth.
All right, then yeah. So it's gonna become more unified. So I'll explain. The more we share data, the more we build solutions that we rely on as having the correct data or the right answer, right? It's going to lead to fewer unique thoughts or sets of data for thoughts, in which case you get more conforming to things.
Okay.
Um, so they're going to stop thinking more alike. Yes, I can say it's
Okay.
because so yes, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yes,
Okay. So
that's my answer.
what's the
So
sugar coated version then?
the sugar coated version is they'll have a lot of tools that be able to guide them to like guidebooks, like like you always we always say, well, nobody told me that.
Mhm.
What what if they told me? What if that thing that I know now I knew then, right? Like,
Mhm.
well, why do you assume that that person knew it? Who told them?
Right.
Well, what if it was a machine there that knew everything? I mean, it knew everything about you, more about you than you know. As a matter of fact, it will know more than you can ever remember about you. You can't even remember your past as well as it can.
Oh, that's
So,
scary.
yeah. All right. So that wasn't sugar coated. All
No,
right.
that's not. I think it was
Wait,
sugar coated, and then you're just like,
all right.
buy sugar.
Well, oops. All right. Well, you gave me. All right. Go ahead. Blame yourself.
Yes. So we've reached 18 years of marriage, and by maintaining a consensus on our vision, how do those same principle of trust and shared goals protect the company we've built together?
I'll use a buzzword: zero trust. Now, what is trust? I'm gonna do a shout out to Benny the Butcher and say trust more valuable than love. So trust is the foundation of how I can get information from you and expect it to be what I want it to be. So imagine if every time we talk, every second, every minute, every hour of your day, of your life, you're always like, are we good? 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 Boy, you're going to take up a lot of your time of your life, your brain processing power.
Yeah.
Am I good? So what you want to do is say, I got that trust. But you can't just be trusting. I mean, come on, man. You got to check up every once in a while, so you got to verify. With that being said, you got to have a mechanism of solid things that you can do to verify that trust is still there. So trust but verify.
I say that a lot. Yep. Trust but verify. Because you can trust something that somebody told you, but, sometimes verify it.
Yes. I'll leave it we can leave it at that. We ain't going to say nothing else.
So we've both been open about our personal health journeys. How did those experiences solidify your resolve to protect the healthcare industry? And why is that human connection so vital for other leaders to find?
Why is it important to me? So as you know, going through life, you learn more about yourself as you get older, right? Like we say, as you get older. And for me, it was learning about, spectrum and, my physical health issues. Like I felt like I was dying. Like, I was out being a Spartan, but I'm like, oh, I'm dying. And it took the empathy of my healthcare providers to say, hey, let's look into this with you. Let's understand more about what's wrong. Because if it was left up to me, you know what I'd do? I'd go climb that mountain, right? I'd do whatever it takes to get the energy back. But they help me. So then, it's you want that human connection, you want that experience. So yay.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because the we were fortunate enough to get the healthcare providers that we got, right? Because they were empathetic towards their patients versus us as being numbers for them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So after 2 years as a business owner, how has it changed your perspective on the work-life balance?
I'm gonna say I don't. So the term work-life balance, and Mama get some issues on this. Don't say nothing to me. Don't look at me. This is my opinion, my perspective. You got your own. I don't like the term. So because it's to say work-life balance to mean I got work, I got life. So it's 8 hours I'm at work, 8 hours I'm alive, 8 hours I'm sleeping. So what? I got 1/3 of my life that's mine. No, it's mine. This is my life. So when you work is a part of your life. So you got to enjoy that part of your life. So we sign up for what we sign up for. Do what you want to do and do it like you love it. So I can't say the term work-life balance. I mean, it's your life. So
Well, I mean, that's why I used the question.
Yes.
To get your perspective on it.
Yes, I got it. Yes. Ooh. All right.
Well, I thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time because, I mean, you're a busy man. Work-life balance and all.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And yay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you to the Wise Crew. See you next time.